Hey, club members, jumping in from the editing room here because as you will hear, the audio is a little bit funky. Um, we are making lots of improvements, but we are still a baby podcast, and I now have a little multi-mic system, but I did not when we recorded this. So sorry about that. Also throughout the episode, if you are watching video, I have inserted a couple pictures and videos relevant to the ghost stories we were talking about. And if you're listening, not video, and you still want to see that, you can go over to our Instagram and you will find those there. So stay spooky, and we will see you with a better mic system next time. Enjoy.
Hello, club members, and welcome to Nine Lives Horror Club. I'm Cheyenne, and I bring analysis, but not this time, and antagonist Ben.
I'm Ben, and I usually bring, wrong, passionate takes.
But today, we're having story time.
Yes.
Story time. So you see two guests. One is not mysterious anymore. Katie is back. Ben's biggest fear, my best friend.
Number one threat.
And today we are joined by Eugene.
Mickey Tuk.
Mickey Tuk.
Close enough.
Yeah,
it's
close enough. Okay.
Do you forgot the key part?
Yeah.
So Eugene here operates a local business in Fredericksburg.
I do.
Where he has drunk history parties, which I was lucky enough to attend, where he will craft two little cocktails or so that go along with some historical tales he's telling the people. And more notably for us today, he does ghost tours. Yes, I know that we all we are all on the same page. So with that, tell us about you and your business. What do you want people to know?
What do I want people to know? All right, so as mentioned, my name is Eugene. I started History Walks in 2024. Initially, I was like, I'm just gonna do like historical stuff. I love history. It's something that I'm like passionate about. I'm also passionate about the city of Fredericksburg. And I was like, why don't I combine my passion with and make it a business, right? As I started doing history tours, people were like, are you going to do ghost tours? And I was like, I don't know. I know, obviously, I believe in ghosts. I'll share a story because I live downtown. I used to live in a different house downtown, and I've experienced some ghosty thing. I'll even share the video with you that maybe you guys posted from my old home, which I've never released it. It's saying I keep it private.
Reveal?
Reveal.
This is exclusive.
But bottom line is, like, people start sharing. They're like, you have to do the ghost tours. And instead of just reading stuff from books and like online, a lot of people start sharing the ghost stories with me. They have experience downtown, specifically a lot of businesses. Because, business community, they're like, even when I start doing it, they would see me walking by. They'd be like, oh my God, like, you should hear about the ghost that I have.
Oh, just collect.
So I start collecting the stories, and then now people know, they're like, oh, you should go talk to so-and-so. Like the other day, I met somebody from Brox, and they were like, oh, do you know about our ghosts? I was like, I did not know Brox has ghosts.
Brox is haunted in more ways. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So long story short, and that is how like my ghost tours were born, right? So out of like stories that I was told and like places that I enjoy. Another thing about my tours, I have not gone on any ghost tours in Fredericksburg before. I also did not go on any historical tours. I just created both the stories that I love and I think are appeal to me. Then that's like my approach to it. So, and of course, there's drunk history, which I also love. Once a month or twice a month, where you get two cocktails, and I am usually 5 or 6 cocktails deep as I'm telling the stories.
Having a good time.
So yeah, people buying shots. It's a good thing.
Very fun.
But it's been a year, just over a year. It's exciting. I'm launching in History Walks Culpeper. Same thing. We're gonna do tours, and we'll also do ghost tours there. And we change up the route because I have so many stories now for the ghost tours. I switch up the route regularly.
Fun fact: Ben here is a middle school history teacher.
Yes.
So,
what do you learn in middle school?
I teach specifically everything after the Civil War, so Reconstruction to essentially the present. I've never really fully taught to the present because the school year is only so long. We get as far as we can get to the present. I've done up to the 1960s, and that's usually where we call it.
Yeah.
It's
good.
It's so fun.
I think middle school is the toughest ones to like. I feel like teach everybody. From what I heard before, it's like middle schoolers, they don't mess around. They call you out.
Oh
on
my
your crap.
gosh! I walk around. The kids just go, "Mr. Unk," every time I'm walking down the hallway. I'm like, "And you want?" Or one kid recently started calling me Mr. Weakhurst, and I full sentence said, "Arm wrestle me right now."
Did you?
I did, and I beat him very easily. I laughed in his face. I made sure everyone watched, and I went, "Are you even trying?" And I laughed at him to humiliate him because I was tired of it.
He also recently had a little bit of relationship drama in his classroom.
Oh,
and
yes. Because these girls are so stupid and like just going to date boys who can't read, which is ridiculous.
She found out he was cheating on her. Broke up. 20 minutes later, she missed him. So Ben called her friends over and told them what was
called
happening.
her friends over when she said, "We're back together." I said, "Don't."
And then
my girlfriend is a therapist.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of her clients are teenage girls, and
we're a fun bunch.
they're like like similar stories. You know, like sometimes she convinced, she's like, obviously she was very private,
right?
But she's like, "This is a situation." I'm like, "What?"
The kids are dumb.
Oh, you can cuss as much as you want.
Oh, okay. All right, then we'll it's on. But yeah, middle schoolers, drama. So I can only imagine being in it though. It's inundated by just all the time.
I do eat it up. Sometimes I'm like, I do ask for the drama sometimes. I demand they tell me what's going on.
They're actually the scary stories we're sharing.
Yeah.
Middle school relationships.
Wow,
middle school children.
Sure.
But with that, so you have a couple stories for us today. And
yes.
I have one that I have to share with you, of course.
Okay.
But I'll let you kick it off.
How many of you have been on a ghost tour at Fredericksburg? Any kind? Mine, or I was not.
No, I've not been on one in Fredericksburg.
Okay.
Yeah, not
I haven't on any ghost tours ever.
Yes.
Okay.
My bachelorette party.
We all went on a ghost tour in DC.
Okay. Where did they take you?
It was
okay.
Honestly, I'll say right now, not a good one. It was like bars in DC.
Great. No, it wasn't great. Well, we had a great time.
I had a great time.
Yes.
He just took us to places, and he was like, "Oh, this is where Mark Twain sold a dog. So if you ever see a spectral figure selling a dog, don't buy it from them or something." I'm like, that was the entire ghost tour. Was him going, "This is a place." Now imagine if you saw a ghost around here of that person.
Yeah.
With no actual ghost stories.
History tour, and sometimes people say they see ghosts here.
He didn't even say they saw it.
Dropping ghost tour. So
that's a good one. Liability issues for me. I would urge drunk people. Although I did have a lady with her son on tour, and I with a coffee cup, and I was very suspicious of it at 7 p.m. And she progressively, towards the end, she was swearing words. I'm like, okay.
It's really
I'm
good
like,
coffee.
he said, "Come on, we gotta go." So this is drunk mom on tour, ghost. All right. So, since you have not been on 80 here, I'll give you some good one, and then there's gonna be actually kind of interesting one that I'll tie it in. I wasn't gonna tell this one, but I will. One of the most haunted places that I find specifically is Fredericksburg Area Museum. I don't know how many of you have been inside there. Free entrance to go there, but it's one of the most haunted places in Fredericksburg, period. I was not on my ghost tour. One of the girls that works there, her name is Kylie Thompson. She runs things. She also runs the storage area that's in there. But when I was doing the tour, I came in. I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna do a ghost tour," and they're like, "Oh my god, we gotta tell you about all the ghosts that they have in this building." And this building dates back between, I think it's 1812 to 1814 was built. It used to be the city hall, a town hall, market square behind it, and So lots of history there. Yeah. But one of the ghosts here, okay, first of all, maybe I'll share. There's all kinds of videos. Number one, they kept on hearing noise coming from the storage area. And maybe I should play. Maybe I'll play it and you can hear the noise. Yes, like we'll do a little thing. So they kept on hearing this noise that was happening in there, and I'll play.
Spooky.
So, and then what would happen is it would come from down from the storage area. Kylie tried to capture it multiple times, but she could never get it. And then one day she's able to pull out her phone and like record that sound after a couple of years of trying to do that. Any guesses what that noise is? They don't know. Now it's coming from a suitcase.
That's
any
even
guesses?
scarier.
A triangle. Someone's going on.
Okay, a triangle.
Yeah,
it's a triangle.
Oh, I thought you got it. I thought you nailed it. I was thinking a bike, like a bike bell. But I told him that's not that.
Bike bell is a good guess too. All right. Actual.
Wait, I just have this on the line because it's the recent movie. But that Stephen King movie with the little monkey that does the sentence. I'm a genius.
What actually is was inside this thing, and I'll put it on the screen, and maybe I'll like add that picture as well. Is these toys? What they figured out, the actual pulpit of it is this. So, I'll try to see it if it like comes up.
Oh, that's so creepy. That's creeped me out.
Oh, man, you love that kind of shit.
I do. I would love those, but it also freaked me out.
The actual
that was the scariest one.
Is the red eyed one?
That's what caught my attention.
They're not sure what it was donated by. But ever since like they realized, okay, it was donated, and that's where that noise was coming from all the time. There's also kinds of other stuff that happens inside that building. Doors closing and opening, creaking floors, and just your normal, kind of like the normal ghost stuff. I was going to go with different stories, but, so we talked about the rabbit that makes all those noises and stuff, but one of the ghosts that they had there is Elizabeth. Why am I bringing her up? Well, she does a lot of the good, crazy stuff there. She opens doors, makes a lot of noise, a lot of stuff falls off the shelves, or like if somebody's working in one area of the exhibit, something else will go wrong in the other. Part of it is because the girl's name was Elizabeth Spooner. She died on 25th February of 1801. They did not know where she's buried, so somebody donated a tombstone. The tombstone was donated by John Prass, and they just brought this tombstone in, and they're like, here you go. We don't know. We found it somewhere, and like we don't know where this young lady is buried at. So ever since that tombstone has been in there, that's like where a lot of the stuff starts happening, right? So it's like because they think that she's restless, and there's no she's still looking for her grave. And I think in a lot of ghost stories is the Union soldiers or the soldiers that are buried around Fredericksburg. Some of them that were reburied at the National Cemetery, they did not bother taking their name from a temporary burial site until they brought them. Because if you go to the National Cemetery right here in Fredericksburg, you will see numbers on there, 4, 5, 10. And that's how many remains are per grave there.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And part of it is because they just collected all these bodies and remains from across the battlefields and put them together. There was a burial site on Amelia and Winchester. We know specifically that there was a gentleman. I have a picture from that site that shows his name on the grave, on like a tombstone, temporarily wooden cross or tombstone. When they moved his body to the National Cemetery, he's nowhere to be found. It's unmarked grave. And so some say like he still haunts that. So very similar, Elizabeth haunts Fredericksburg Area Museum. Why am I bringing it up? On the way here, at a stoplight. Don't worry, I wasn't driving while I was looking. But Fredericksburg Lodge number 4 is actually going to have a cenotaph placement ceremony. So they're actually going to put her tombstone in the Masonic Cemetery on Saturday, April 11th. Why? Because her son and her father are buried at that cemetery.
Aww.
So I actually don't know that she's buried there, but they're doing it as more a symbolic thing. And they're hoping, I think, that maybe she'll find some peace being amongst her loved ones versus just wandering around Fredericksburg Area Museum scaring people.
Yeah.
So kind of a neat story. I feel like,
That's very sweet.
Not often you have something that's like being affected in real time.
Yeah, it was on the way here, and I was like, "Oh, now I was gonna tell one story, but now Fredericksburg Area Museum will take the prominent thing, just because, she's hopefully find a new home, which I also have access to the Masonic Cemetery, so after hours,
Ooh.
it's close to the public. It's close to the public. The Masons have given me a code to the gate.
Oh, he got that Masonic code.
The Masonic code. The Masonic code I donate.
Masonic code.
But all right. So, what other good stories? Another one that I really enjoy is a more mischievous one, and we kind of mentioned it. Is this ghost? His name is Marvin. How did I hear about Marvin the first time? I had a police officer on my tour, and he told me, he's like, "Hey, go to the rescue squad and ask him about Marvin." Rescue Squad is that building in Hurricane Park. It's volunteer fire EMTs that are right there across from Sedona slash ABC. So it's like that building. I went in there. I was actually like, it's always closed or like random hours. And one day I seen somebody sitting out there. I'm like, "Tell me about Marvin." And they're like, "Who the hell are you? What do you want? How do you know about Marvin?" And so he started telling me about it. He's like, "Yeah, Marvin has been around for a very long time. It is the friendly ghost that we have in our building. Majority of the time, he will mess around with the new members of Rescue Squad. So as soon as somebody like comes in, a new member of the Rescue Squad, immediately there's stuff that starts happening. And a lot of the guys and gals that are there, they think that it's coworkers messing with them. But in reality, they swear up and down that it's actually Marvin." I was giving a ghost tour, and one of the stops on my ghost tour that I do right now is a Hurricane Park, which used to be a cemetery that belonged to the St. George's Church. So we have the St. George's Episcopal Church. We have the oldest cemetery right next to it between the Fredericksburg Area Museum and the church. That cemetery filled up pretty quick, and they're like, "We need more land." So they got the Hurricane Park, and that's what used to be the cemetery, that whole area. In 1874, the city's like, "Let's do something with this. We need a park," because the cemetery was also almost abandoned, overgrown. There's stories of like cattle grazing through in between the graves and stuff. So they paid this gentleman, a local businessman, Mr. Hurkamp, to clean it up. This is where it gets, who knows what exactly happened. Maybe they put out those crazy construction things nobody could see. But a lot of say he did not do a good job of taking the graves out and moving them like he got paid to. It was a lot easier just to take out the tombstone. Nobody would know because it's already overgrown. So Hurricane Park, since they've been doing this new bathrooms that they built there recently, and also the building itself, they found multiple remains. When they're like, as soon as you start digging in Hurricane Park, there's remains to be found. Some say
dogs are working.
The dogs are digging. Running with the bone. I don't think that's that.
Are you joking?
No, I am joking. It was the case. But a lot of people say that Marvin still haunts it because they, did not take his grave out. They just built a building over it where the rescue squad is, and that's why Marvin is up to no good in that building.
I get it.
The only original, and if you're like walking by that area in the park, if you look on the back of it, you'll see the original wall. That's the only thing remaining of the cemetery, is that like there's a brick wall that runs on the end of it. There's also murders. A guy died against that wall in 1800s after being murdered by 3 Union soldiers that were in the city where Primavera Pizza is. It used to be a store, and these 3 Union soldiers came in, got a bunch of fruits, and they didn't pay enough money. So the shop owner goes, "Hey, pay the money," and he goes, "Put it on Uncle Sam's tab," and they walked out.
It's kind of a bar.
He went chasing after them. They threw 3 bricks. One of the bricks landed well, hit him in the head. His brother found him leaning against that wall, right against William Street and where that wall. So if you're walking by, you can touch where the guy was like bleeding. Then they brought him back into the Primavera Pizzeria, his little store. He died in the middle of the night with a loud groan. Now, employees of that pizzeria often claim that sometimes at night they'll hear a groan. They're like, "What the hell is going on?" Like, run out into the main area, but there's nobody ever there.
The pizza.
A pizza, just
It's having a good time.
You're a goddamn ghost. Yeah. What are your ghost stories for Fredericksburg?
So mine is very specific, and I can't believe that it's real, but I will tell you what happened. So in college, me and Katie and our other friend Karina lived in, the school apartments above the Mexican place by Giant.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, Eagle Village. So we lived in there.
Yeah.
And one day, it was just me and Karina. It was when the Zac Efron Ted Bundy movie was coming out. Okay. So we're like getting ready to watch it.
Very specific.
It's important. So we're getting ready to watch it. But this triggered. Probably.
Seeing where we at.
Probably.
Yeah.
So we're about to watch it, but this triggered me being like, Karina, what do you know about Charles Manson? Because he's batshit crazy.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, what he did is not funny. His level of batshit is a little bit funny. So.
Ben said, "I'm not laughing."
I mean,
I'm not laughing matter.
He's a little bit. So she didn't know about it. So then we start watching YouTube videos of Charles Manson doing interviews from prison in his late days. It was like right after he died, maybe.
Right after.
Might have been right after. So she was like, "Oh my God, who is this guy?" Obviously, very shocking if you have no idea.
Yeah. She had no idea who he was.
She knew about the Manson murders, but not him, especially not in his final days.
Yeah. Not the character that he is.
Right. Not in his most unhinged, what he's saying. Yeah. His other unhinged was making other people do shit. This is just him going.
Talked about him on the podcast before.
No, we do horror movies, not true crime.
Not true crime.
Not true, but we know.
Is there a horror movie? It's kind of.
Probably. People know.
There's for sure something.
And it's not.
It's kind of horrible.
It's horrible, yeah.
So then there was this one interview where he, in a very unnatural and funny Southern accent, said, "When I was 9 years old, I burnt school down." And we thought it was very funny.
That's the ghost.
It was
Where's your ghost at?
That's the one. So we paused it.
We watched a whip video.
We paused it and we're like laughing. And then I said it. And we're in our living room, which is like probably on the other side of these doors, right? And our fridge would be about over here. And we had an empty wine bottle from my 21st birthday on top of the fridge because, it was a monumental piece. We had to keep it.
Did you drink all of it yourself?
I don't remember. And it went flying across the room. And nobody else was home. There was like no reason for it to happen.
That is.
So we looked at each other and I went, "Oh, I pissed him off." I pissed him off. And we doubled down.
Did you ever know what was like the history of the building?
No, I have no idea. I chose to believe it was either him or one of his girls because things just kept happening. So that happened and we're laughing and we're making fun of it kind of, but also we're like, "Ah, crazy." And then the sink, which is fridge sink turned on by itself. And we're like,
yeah, that's kind of wild.
Okay.
There's a lot happening.
Okay. So we pissed him off real good. So whatever, we move on. And then a few days later, I was in the apartment by myself studying. And we had like an island. So this would be the island. Mm-hmm. And the island was attached to the wall. And I was sitting, like leaning on the wall. And the sink was right here. and I'm over there, not touching the sink, turned on by itself. I said, okay.
They actually, like, the water started running?
Yes.
Or is it, like,
No,
like, or the spinning of the thing? That would have been...
just, like, not like a drip. It was, the sink was on.
Yeah.
Water was flowing. So I get up and I'm like, okay, guys, I'm sorry I made you mad. Like, I'm busy. I have a neuroscience final coming up. You need to leave me alone. So then I come back, and this laptop, this one right here, I had 2 full screen things. I was going back and forth. I came back, and it was perfectly split screen, and I had not touched it. And the website had, like, scrolled to a different paragraph.
I think your laptop is a little bit haunted.
But she was new. She was newer then. She was not a decade old at this time.
Right now, we already had
There's probably a ghost in her still.
Yeah, we started doing ghosts. There's a ghost that lives inside this laptop.
She's haunted.
She's awakened, and she has
All of your technical problems, Cheyenne, are because of ghosts. Are because of Charles Manson movie.
You know what? I thought I left them in Eagle, but I guess he followed me.
What's the... when it comes to horror movies, what is, like, the most, like, because you have horror that is, like, very murdery and everything else.
We'll do it all.
Yeah. What is, like, they're like the ghost ones, like the true, like, you're like, oh my god, that's fucking scary, but it's like ghost.
Not really ghost movie, but Hereditary skeeves me out, and I'm pretty desensitized, but that one freaked me out.
Okay.
about a paranormal activity.
They used to scare me, but they
So those are paranormal activities are good.
Yeah.
Shudder. Have you seen that one? That's a scary ghost movie.
I don't know. Hereditary is like the only one in the past good years that has like genuinely made me scared.
What about like funny? And what about be real horror ghosts?
See, Be Real, I would say, I don't even know if Drag Me to Hell is Be Real, but like funny horror movie. Drag Me to Hell is like a fave of mine.
Yes.
It's very slapstick. It's very silly.
People die though.
Yeah. A kid dies. Kid dies.
Even as
Yeah. We just did Friday the 13th. That came out this Friday, of course. This past Friday. But the podcast is pretty new, so we haven't done any ghosts, I don't think.
I feel like it's time. After this, you have to find like a good ghost one.
The Grudge is up on the Grudge plot.
We are doing the Grudge. That's next. That's right.
Is that a ghost one? Or is that just
I haven't seen it.
It's a ghost. It's a ghost one.
Ghost.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Talking about the ghosts of kids and ghosts and stuff like that. Fredericksburg had a pandemic in 1862.
I thought you were going to say 2020.
And it was a scarlet fever. So scarlet fever pandemic mostly kills kids throughout town. I think over 100 children died in a period of like 3 or 4 months.
Oh, wow.
One of the residences that was affected were the Doswells. The Doswells have this beautiful home. It's right across from Ironclad Inn. Used to be Kenmore Inn.
Does that have a roller coaster? Does that have a roller coaster?
Like Doswell, like Kingston, yeah.
Oh, I know.
It went over my head too. Went over my head as well.
I was like, I was like, okay, where are we? I don't know.
Weird jump, I guess, but okay.
Sorry. Continue.
But so the Doswells, they have 2 kids. They had.
Oh, we are talking about ghosts.
Yeah, there's 2 kids. Evie and I'm drawing a blank on the boy's name. Hold on, let me pull.
Evie and Wally.
And George.
Sure. Glad that helps you remember the name.
And George. The Doswells. So anyways, the Doswells are a prominent family. In fact, from like historical little feel like for like to nerd out, Fredericksburg is one of the only known towns and during the Civil War as a wartime town that was visited by both sitting presidents, Jefferson Davis and also Abraham Lincoln. During that time, the Confederacy and the Union. Jefferson Davis stayed at the Doswells' house at a certain point. Bottom line, the kids die from scarlet fever. Today, the residents and even neighbors sometimes. There's like a really creepy spiral staircase, but even passersby sometimes see a boy and a girl holding hands, wearing like these little old little nightgowns and stuff.
Okay, Shiny.
That are there. Now, their graves are at the city Fredericksburg Cemetery, like the one that hits Amelia and Washington. And you can go and try to find because they're buried right next to each other and stuff. I'll show it for you as well.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah. So a lot of the stories about Fredericksburg actually tied to something. There's another kid that people see inside the Billikens upstairs.
I thought you said they were really strict about IDing.
Well, they're not going to.
Yeah, this kid is a little younger. I think at times they see this boy in one of the rooms, and sometimes they think the parents got too drunk downstairs and send their kid to hide in that thing. But then the kid just disappears. So I guess it's like you're like, yep, oh, you found my kid. Bring him back down. But Billikens is one of the most haunted places. That's where I do my drunk history right now, and when I go in there, they're like, last time I was up there, they're like, God damn it. I'm like, what's up? There's like 7 ghosts entered this week. And it wasn't like
7.
Yeah, and it wasn't like the bragging. It was just annoyance that they have to do.
Again.
Simmer down.
Yeah, they're like, oh God. No, it's like stuff like kind of what you talked about, like a bottle flying. They had a chair just like slide across throughout the whole room. And they sent me a video, and they came out during Drunk History, and they actually brought it up. But they were like filming because they kept on hearing the noise, and as they walk into the room, like something just bangs against the glass as they walk into the room from the outside. Mm-hmm. But so many stories, because that place dates all the way to the late 1700s. So I'm sure a lot of little ghostly So when next time you're in there, just be like, hey, tell me your ghost story, and I guarantee you one of the people that works there will have some.
It's going to roll their eyes, be unhappy, but they're going to do it.
Yeah. Be like, hey, can I go upstairs and check on the ghost? See what
I want to see what he's up to.
What he's up to and stuff. So
you were saying before that you don't tell stories that like other ghost tours might touch on, and you do the ones that appeal to you. So like, what are you looking for when you?
I think a lot of them. I like a lot of the stories I like tying to some historical thing, like and I think people that are passionate about, like Kylie at Fredericksburg Museum, they think it's Elizabeth because there's like physical. I won't say manifestation, but there's like a physical tombstone, so they assume that, or like a noise coming out. I doing a research around like the certain site, like what was the site before? There's a Hanover Place boutique shop on Hanover across from the Irish pub right there. They have a ghost named Deborah, and
Go crazy,
and so like, but if you look at it, there used to be a hotel there, and they believe that there's a young lady that died in that section of the hotel. And so like it's actually tied. So when I look at the story, when I pick stories, it's stories that I'm like, okay, it used to be a hotel here, it used to be this building here, or this person used to live here. Scarlet fever, specifically, these 2 kids, no shit died, this is their grave. It's more real than just like, there is a random guy that appears to everybody and goes, boo, that's not, to me, it's like that. I think in many ways, I end every tour in a way I say that whether you believe in ghosts or not, ghost stories is a way for us to remember people, places, and things that otherwise would be forgotten. It's easy to know big names like George Washington and like these like, Mary Washington and her ghost and like all these famous people, versus like, I can tell you about Doswells, and I'll tell you where they're buried, but I'll tell you the kids died from scarlet fever. Now, all of a sudden, it's not just 2 kids of ghosts. It's actually, you'll remember that there was a scarlet fever epidemic in Fredericksburg. You'll know that the Doswells were a prominent family. This was their house. And then you can go find that kid's grave at the cemetery. And it's all tied into local Fredericksburg history. With these stories. And so when I look at it, I try to go dive a little bit deeper on many of these stories than just these surface, like, the DC tour. Like, you might see a good couple of drinks and like look at that ghost and stuff. So
yeah, you put a little more care into it.
Yeah.
It seems like it's to memorize the people,
and I think,
which is cool. I actually really like that.
The shop owners and like house owners like to know what was in their home, or like, and I think in many ways we try to, I wouldn't say justify, but try to understand why is it happening? Why is this ghost unsettled? I'm sure in like some of the horror movies, it's like what is behind it, what is it missing, what it needs,
they always look for something.
Yeah, there's always looking for something. So, what are they looking for? We'll figure it out. Maybe not.
I like the respect placed on the person, and it's not just like a woo woo. Let me take your money and give you something that might scare you. You have you're doing your research, doing due diligence. I like that.
It's the way to do it. And again, like I'm getting so many stories that I have to switch it up now. The different locations, and everybody's like, "Oh, you should stop by my place. I'll tell you." I think another thing to kind of like touch on. Some people are really. I give myself like a 7 out of 10 on telling ghost stories. Not selling my business great here, but
he's
people that like, and I'm sure you have encountered where they tell you a scary story and it's like a 10 out of 10. They just begin telling you one thing and you're like already getting goosebumps. You're like, I don't even know what you say, but I'm scared. Like, what are we doing? I ran into a lady at one of the antique shops, and she found out that I'm doing a thing, and she's like, I feel very in tune, or she's like feel very like strong feelings. Like she can feel the ghost more than some people. Like she's like that kind of like almost.
She's empath. Yeah, I was gonna say she's a ghost empath.
Yeah. Right. And so she was like telling me a story which kind of stuck with me. They go antiquing, so they go inside this old home somewhere in Fredericksburg, and she's walking down the stairs, and on her glasses, like there start tears forming. So it's not just like condensation, but it's actually like tears, like water running down. And so she takes them off, kind of cleans it off, puts it back on, and again, like runs it, and she stops. She's like, something very horrible happened in this basement.
Oh.
And she like looks she looks at the owner, and they're like, so this family had a mentally disabled child, and like it was like in early 1800s. They chained her inside that basement and would just basically feed her scraps and stuff, keep her out of the
God,
keep her out of like the public, because mental disability was such a stigma for certain families at that time. And that's like what they kept her. Allegedly, that's like she died in that basement, still chained. And she haunts. And this lady was like, I could actually feel the sadness inside that basement. And they say that to this day, occasionally you can hear the chain inside.
Whoa!
So,
that's a good.
I don't like that one.
Scary one in there.
Scary and also just so sad.
That's sad, but also I'm like, I feel
or the psychology of it all.
Yeah. Just another, you hear something, she was telling me this, I was like, ugh. I was like,
yucky. Ugh.
Makes you feel bad.
Well, I have a couple questions for you, if you don't mind. So,
wow.
I'm sure you've seen Curio is starting to renovate Wonderful Curio, the wine bar downtown.
Yeah.
Not sponsored. Sponsor me, please. I love you. Anyways, they're expanding.
They want my Curio.
But they're expanding, opening a little restaurant, and they just post on Instagram all this like old stuff they found in their building.
I have not seen it. I follow them on Instagram. So shit, I will look it up.
You have to, because I know I mentioned before you should talk to them and see if they have any ghosts, but now they really might have some little something going on.
I actually asked them before. I was like, "Do you guys have any ghosts?" And at that time, they said not that they know of. Because I asked every business.
Well, they've expanded recently, so they're starting to expand, not to derail, but that they were finding like really old like artifacts from. I don't know if they're.
I hope that display it too somewhere, because that's where
they're really neat.
Yeah.
There was like an old cigarette pack, and then there was like a couple of receipts, that were from like the 1800s, I think.
What they buy? Candy. It was for a child. Trapped inside the basement of Curio.
What's the price?
If I had to be trapped in somebody's basement, I would want it to be Curios.
All right.
Take a look. It's
all right.
cool.
Chesterfield. Yeah.
I'll link it for the listeners, but
Okay.
I won't
Yeah.
show Curious stuff without their permission.
I mean, I'm sure they would actually appreciate it.
Sponsor me. I'll do an ad read for you.
You would.
I would.
I will definitely go in there and ask them, like,
What is this? Sam, where'd you get it from?
Yeah, what did they?
And also
What did she-
Yeah, what's happening up here?
So another place I thought about while you were talking,
Okay.
the Publisher Hotel, famously across the street from the Confederate Cemetery, feels like there would be some shit going on over there.
They do not.
They
I have
don't
been.
associate.
They have not yet. So I have. Well, they gave me a tour because I was like kind of partnered with them specifically. So they gave me a tour of the whole building. They even gave me like a fancy calendar, like a organizer and stuff, like a publisher thing.
Oh, we love swag.
And they were supposed to get back to me and never did. So if you're listening, shame on you.
They're listening right.
Shop
They're
fries, whatever you're
Getting spicy.
You can also sponsor me. I'll also do an ad read.
We love you.
No, we will not sponsor and sign them now.
The restaurant.
But I
Oh, my
heard
bad.
Annie now. I know the lady that like, or she's like the main board president of the cemetery of Fredericksburg Cemetery, right? Because it's two different organizations: the Confederate Cemetery on the right there, if you're facing it, and then the one on the left. They have a camera in that cemetery. They have. I need to ask if she. I saw her yesterday. I did not ask if she captured anything. She was complaining to me that people go in the middle of the night into the cemetery and like walk around for like an hour, and she calls the cops. So don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't loiter around there.
That's a good one. Yeah, because what in that whole area, people do regularly see because the temporary burial site is right on the other side, and that's where people see Union soldiers or number of soldiers moving together, kind of like floating through and stuff. So,
The squad. Oh,
the boys are out.
the boys are hitting
They're hitting the town.
Okay, and I also remembered when we met before, you mentioned somebody had a creepy little freaky doll.
Yes.
And I was wondering if we could hear about this doll.
Oh my gosh.
Ben loves a little clown doll, so I thought he might love it.
I do love a little clown doll.
This one is actually.
My biggest regret is not stopping the clown motel when I traveled across country.
You could go back.
You can go back.
I know where it's at.
It could be
Great.
It could be a bonus episode.
Inside the bookstore novel, they kept on. When I went in there and I was talking to them, they were like, "Hey," I was like, "What ghosts?" Because they were like, "Well, we have ghosts here." I'm like, "What do you tell me about your ghosts?" Tell me. They would hear somebody trying to. They would hear like the metal sound coming from upstairs. If you've been upstairs, they have like a room, and they also have a third floor as well that's closed off.
Okay.
Like if you go to the right of that room, there's a stairwell. At the top of the stairwell, let's see if it comes up here. It's like, but at the top of the stairwell, there's a door, and on that door, there's a padlock locked from the outside. For whatever reason, there's something inside that room that sometimes tries to get out. So as they're closing it late at night, they'll hear that lock kind of like banging against the door.
And why doesn't this shit ever happen in the day?
Scared of the sun.
Yeah, it's very
That's all the vibe.
no sense. So
Dinner closer to 3 a.m.
yeah. Come on,
That's when Killian acts up. So.
but
Yeah.
let's see if it comes up. But I'm trying to pull it up. But inside there, they also found a little doll. Now the doll is not as old as you would want it to be.
I need his doll. That reaction killed me.
She got an upper.
Oh my gosh.
It's
I
a
don't-
little bride. It's a bride, you know.
She got botched plastic surgery.
She did.
She got her upper blush done.
Oh,
Yeah. So
No wonder she's pissed.
yeah. They think that maybe it's her. I don't know if it's actually.
oh.
Oh my god, she's like a mermaid. And she's praising the Lord. Look at her.
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
Body tea though, right?
That got me.
So that's a little, when it comes to toys. some believe she during one of my tours she brought it out and she's like, who wants to hold it? I was like, I'm all right. I'm not bringing it. I'm against touching anything that like could possess you.
Right. Okay, so you dabbled, but you're safe.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll talk about it. I'll seek it out.
Talk about it, but I'm like, yeah, I'm not touching.
Okay.
I'm not touching. I don't want the. I do believe that objects hold things, and I do believe that it can like randomly somehow like transfer to.
Yes.
So when it comes to things like that, I'm like,
yeah,
hands choose.
Yeah, like it's fine.
What about like a Ouija?
No.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm not messing.
No, cross hard.
No. You know.
I just know that even if I know the person's moving it across from me, I'm gonna believe it's real and I'll be so scared. I'm like, no.
Myself on accident.
There is the Fredericksburg Area Museum in May will do a paranormal thing where they do it from midnight to 1 a.m. where you'll be locked inside the Fredericksburg Area Museum. And
that sounds so fun.
Yeah, so they have one coming up. So I recommend doing that. I'm planning to be there just because I'm probably going to be a little buzzed.
I am giggling.
That seems like the way to do it. I don't know why you wouldn't want to.
Yeah, just slightly, just a little bit. Yeah, they have set up going back to Fredericksburg Area Museum because like there's all these stories there. They actually set up the ghost tube or like one of those devices that can like hear the ghosts talk and stuff. And they have captured like voices coming through like very clear messages. Somebody on my tour. Was at Canmore. We were walking by Canmore, and there's I guess app called Ghost Tube or something like that, and that's how like the lady was wearing headphones. It was like rude, because I was like, what is she doing? You know, like the whole tour. I'm like, why is she wearing headphones? But she told me at the end of the tour, she's like, the only place that I heard something was like Canmore. She's like, I couldn't tell exactly what like was happening. But yeah, Canmore Estate is another location. I mean, again, Fredericksburg, you can like.
Throw a stone,
and like you'll hit
a ghost.
Ouch! Like
someone will loudly groan at you.
Yeah, hunger.
So do you use any tools on your work?
No.
Okay.
No tools because I don't want it to come through.
Fair. Okay.
Part of it, I believe that they can. Probably you can capture like the sights and sounds. But I'm not like a paranormal investigator. I'm going to let other investigate and I'll collect the stories.
Yeah, there you go. Your stories. Yeah.
Yeah. Versus like, yeah, I'm more just thinking about. Like,
we're not hunting. We're not hunting.
Yeah. I'm not that guy. I'm not that brave.
Marcelino and I went to New Orleans and on Bourbon Street is Marie Laveau's original store and it's still up. And is. So we were in there. And I was very good. Like I didn't touch anything unless it was like, this will bring you good. You know, anything suspect I was ignoring. And then I left him alone for 2 minutes. And I come back and he's holding something. And he's like, look how cool this is. These are so fun and cute. And they're little statues. And he's holding a cute little skeleton in a little New Orleans suit, little top hat. I said, do you know what that is? He said, no, look, it's cute. And I said, that is a voodoo god. Put that down. Yeah. Put it down.
So I grew up in Ukraine. I was born in Ukraine. Grew up there, right? And I went there when my grandma passed away. It's been a while. But like I did not. There's all these customs that are like not American when it comes to like burials and stuff. For example, you don't shake hands at the funeral. It's like a thing. Like people hug it, like hug, you know. But like I came up, I was like, they're like,
whoa, put that away.
Obviously not Ukrainian anymore because every that you're not supposed to shake hands. You're also like not supposed to take anything from the cemetery, like you don't bring anything back into the house. And there's actually like they set up a water to wash your hands. So after like the funeral is over, like at the cemetery, you immediately wash your hands. I think part of it probably goes back to like diseases and stuff, like back when they had pandemics. And then like it kind of stuck with like, you know. we have lived through our own. Long time ago.
We learned real good.
Just hit that anniversary.
Yay? Question mark?
Sorry, I didn't mean to say it with glee.
It's not a celebration. I mean, anniversary. But yeah, like all these weird. I think like every culture has them, right? I don't know.
So did you ever find out like with like the handshaking?
Yeah.
Did you find out any more about that, or you're just theorizing?
There's just like how it's always done. You know, like these certain things that you have.
I feel like there's a lot of customs like that where it always goes back to disease. I'm blanking on them, but I know there's like a lot of things people do because
but then they also kiss
of like
the
disease.
Dead, you know, like on the little peck on the forehead or something.
That's just hot, you know. So.
We got dead guy. The person you're celebrating the day.
So people go on the dead.
They're selling more, but I gotta ask her like if they have captured it because I'm kind of intrigued now.
Yeah.
I don't know why I didn't write a message to her immediately tonight. Be like, show me the videos of all the has the camera ever been triggered?
She'll say I'm triggered right now.
So, next time you're on, you have to bring a list. You can write down all your ideas as we go.
Yeah, because you're geek, you know, it's just talking through them with you, all of you. It's like, oh, shit, that and that. Yeah,
we're a great brainstorming group if you ever need some friends. So that brings me to my last question for now.
Okay.
And if it's one you're not comfortable sharing, that's totally fine.
Okay.
But I'm curious as to the initial thing that made you believe in ghosts. If it was anything specific.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was curious about.
In wavelength, bud.
I think for me was this like something that. So I used to live. I always kind of dabble like, oh, ghosts real. Like, who really knows? Like, you know. I used to live at a place very close to the parking garage on Sophia and Wolf Street, right in that area, and it was an old home. Probably like early 19, not too old. Fredericksburg standard, like 1910, 1915, so nothing too crazy. But I kept on hearing a lot of like noises at night. You know, like house creaking, a lot of like different things. When you hear noises, you're like, whatever, it's probably old house noises. But you know, what happened inside that house? And one day the camera gets activated. And it's something that made me a little bit of a believer. Now, this camera is like thermal, right? In it, and this is like in the summer, and I'll kind of like show you what. This is like inside the house, right? So look at it.
Oh,
that looks like snow.
What the heck?
Yeah,
it looks like snow to me.
Yeah, and so like if you like go towards the end of the video, you can actually see how some start floating in different directions and stuff. So when I came in, I started looking at like maybe it's like dust, like trying to, because you always try to discount something. Like you see something, you're always like, is my mind playing tricks on me, or like what your normal human reaction is to justify, like explain it, right? Like how, and it's like to me it was unexplained. So the next thing logically is like you start researching the house and see what the hell happened there, right? And I found out that it used to be a gentleman named Charles that died inside his house. His obituary was in a paper. I went to Ancestry and like pulled it up, both census and then the obituary, and like he died peacefully in his home. But then like when I would come in at night and I would hear noises, I would just acknowledge him and be like, "Hey Charles, let's keep it down," and then immediately it would stop, right? And so like
he's being your bro.
Yeah, come on, calm down. So I feel like to me it became more real. Whether it's like the energy of like whatever something, I feel like something was left behind from him in some way, and he gets bored and he wants to be acknowledged. So for me, like that was like my own story that I experienced, and like did a little research and found something that's very personal versus just like stories of somebody else.
Yeah.
And so I would say like that's my story.
Nice.
Yeah.
I wonder if Charles can a ghost miss somebody?
There's only one way to find out. I don't want to be the first one to find out.
If I'm dying, I'm totally haunting everybody here. So.
Well, yeah.
I have told Shine that I will haunt her when I'm dead.
Yeah.
See,
I have made that very clear to her. Mostly because I get really bad FOMO and I don't want her to hang out with people without me.
Yeah. We're going to have to
So I will stick around.
figure out a meeting place for all of us because we're going to want to hang out.
It'll be in Italy.
As ghosts?
Probably Italy. That makes sense. I'll finally get my Italian friend village.
You're the only ghost there, and you cannot learn any Italian too. You just
I don't need to.
walking around frustratingly. Why is this ghost here? What is this American ghost want? Why do none of the other ghosts want to hang out with me?
Americans coming over here taking our spot.
Yes.
It's like, wow.
American.
Yeah. This is my
Even in
podcast.
death, we're colonizing. We're still
Still
colonizing.
colonizing. Yeah, all this stuff. Ghosts start moving back to Europe, pushing the other ghosts out.
I have to go back to the homeland.
But
Well, Ben, do you have any questions? I want to make sure we all get our thoughts.
You got the one I was looking for, which is like, what gets you started with all of this?
Okay. You? Okay. I'm trying to think of what made me believe in ghosts, but I just feel like,
yeah, it's
Hey.
believed.
Energy can't be created or destroyed. So, like, where does it go? And also, I just feel like it makes sense. It's more fun to think of it. So,
Probably ghosts in here. I feel the ghost. But I
They're in Cheyenne's laptop, we're well aware.
oh yeah,
she's contained. She's busy.
let's get Ghostbusters, right?
Put it in the laptop.
Inside the laptop.
I need Charles Manson or one of his girls to get out of my decade-old laptop because she's struggling. It has nothing to do with how old it is.
But I appreciate all of you for having me.
Oh my God, thank you for coming. Please
Thank
plug
you.
all the things you want to plug.
I think just come to Drunk History first or Ghost Direction. I don't know which one I like. I love Drunk History.
Drunk History was very fun.
Because I do throw in some ghost stories in there as well, as as one does when you're drinking. But yeah. First of all, for all of you, please come out on the ghost tour. Come
I'm
hang
planning
out.
on it.
It's on me. The ghost tour is on me. So yeah. Come out with ghost tour.
I'd love to
Join
go on a
Drunk
ghost tour.
History in the future or any other tours. If somebody wants to be a tour guide, let me know. I'm always hiring. So if somebody's like, I want to tell ghost stories, let's do it. But like I said earlier, for me, it's like ghost stories is just for us to remember people, places, and things that otherwise would be forgotten. And so if you have also, if anybody who's watching has a cool story about ghosts in Fredericksburg, bring him.
Send them in. I will pass them along.
We will be touch me on Instagram.
His Instagram is history_walks_FXBG. Everyone.
That's right.
So follow.
Make sure this follow right now.
Yeah.
And thank
Thank
you
you so much.
for coming on. We'll have to do another one.
For sure. I'll
It'd
get
be-
more ghosts.
It'd be really fun because my little camera is portable. Could do like a 5 stream or something.
Oh,
Only if you wanted to, because that's
we
your
could do it.
business.
We should do it at the Masonic Cemetery.
The Masonic Code.
Mhm. He's at the code. Get in.
Yes.
We should totally do it there.
Um,
Let them know, and then we'll share some. I'll actually tell some ghost stories right
I love that.
live
And
on location.
I have to give you a pre-warning, and it's just going to stand. If you see any of our faces on your tours, we will not be sober. So
Just
know
like
that's
find
how
that
it is
perfect.
now.
No,
Find that
Lawson's
perfect.
I'll cut it out.
Perfect.
You don't have to know.
Perfect. That find that perfect balance, right?
Oh yeah, no. We're gonna hit up.
No, just
We hit up Curio first. We have a good time, and that's where we go.
I don't like ghosts.
I'm gonna put
No.
coffee.
That's the that's parenting right there.
Men, no.
This cup is not even from the city. Like, what are you?
She's eco-friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll stay at the level where we're like really into it. We're hyping you up like
Yeah.
more than you want. But we're also like,
one of my friends bought a T-shirt that was like him and his girlfriend came on tour and we believe in ghosts, and they had the ghost meters and stuff throughout. I'm like,
So
I hate
fun.
you so
Oh,
much.
no, that's not how
That is fully committed.
Totally do it. They were all into it. I'm like,
oh, that'd
I'm
be
like,
me.
yeah,
You made a whole business around it.
I know. Yeah, it's good. Do whatever you want.
I'm an alcoholic.
Yeah.
But thank you so much. And listeners, keep an eye out for whenever we have one again, or we do a little spooky Masonic moment. Who's to say?
Yeah.
And in the meantime, stay
Stay
spooky.
spooky.
We'll see you next time.
Hey.
Bye.
Bye.